And welcome to the castle, everybody. This is Nightsaber Z42, and this is the bonus episode for Bloodstained. In this one, we're gonna do two optional bosses and Iga. And so I'm gonna go for the Revenant first. Now, this was during the period where I was sick and I decided to play on my own, and I unlocked a lot of stuff and abilities, and so I am really decked out in power here. So Revenant is actually in the war horse area. I've actually fought him on camera once and I was just kind of like, what is this? And yeah, so here's all my stats, my equipment. I think you've already seen what shards I have. I'm gonna basically use everything that I'm using for the end boss fights. So yeah, there's really nothing to farm here, although you do get a rare item from beating this guy, and he also completes one of the quests for I forget her name, Lucy or Lily or something like that. But I really do like this fight, mainly because it's a nod back to Castlevania, like just the main protagonist, or the main protagonist in those games. He's got the whip, he's got those items that he uses, and I actually realized something as I was playing and completing those quests, that a lot of those names are actually nodbacks to the main protagonists in those games. So I mean, that's really cool. I can't believe I never really realized that. And it was actually Richter, I think, that is when I kind of found out and started looking at the names. I used an ability that I've actually just discovered there. I've never used it before. Luckily, I actually remember how to use it. But when you have the accelerator equipped, if you jump and press, I think left trigger, the dodge button, you actually go straight up, which is a really good dodge move. It really would have helped me out if I had remembered it in the boss fight. I actually did this before I fought Dominique and the end boss, so oh well. This is kind of just me goofing around, and eventually we'll actually beat this guy, and it's all good. And here you're gonna see one of my fine examples of using a potion and then immediately beating the boss right afterwards. And there you go. I didn't even take a hit and he's already done. So we get the imbued skull, and I can't remember what it does, but we did get the rude, which is a boomerang attack, which I'm not going to show off here, unfortunately. I forgot to show it off. But the next fight that we're going to is the Master Carpenter, and he also gives an imbued item, which is a bone. So I'm going to go back to the nearest teleportation area, and the Master Carpenter is located up in the Oriental Palace or Secret Lab area. What am I doing here? I can't remember.
Have you learned anything? Good work.
And here we get the Bandit Blade, which is actually a really good weapon. It's better than my Lohengrin, I believe, by a few points. Or I discovered the Caladanda, which you get from one of the chef quests. Bandit Blade is 127, and the I already forgot what its name was. The Caladanda is only 122. Now, I did try this one out a little bit because for some reason it's counted as a greatsword, even though it doesn't look like a greatsword. It looks like a staff, but I guess Miriam uses it like a greatsword. It's got the same arc pattern and everything. The only thing that I do not like about this weapon, and you'll kind of see me switch back to the Lohengrin, it doesn't deal as much damage as the Lohengrin, even though it does more raw attack damage. And the reason why the Lohengrin is a little bit better is because it provides additional fire damage. So basically you're getting two different attacks. One is the regular attack bonus, and the second one is the actual fire damage. So if your enemy is really strong against fire, then yeah, the Kalandanda might be a little bit better. He was resisting something there and I couldn't remember what he was resisting. I'm going to use the dimensional shift here to get up there. That way I don't have to go through the entire floor and just skip right on up. And to the left area is actually where you'll find the Master Carpenter. And I'm actually going to go ahead and switch out to Tapus Orcius, or Teps Orcius, because this Master Carpenter is really devilish. He can summon great demons, which they have a lot of HP. And they do Rigma Storema, which covers like the entire floor. And I'm also going to use yeah, you're gonna see me switch back to the Lohengrin because it's just not cutting it. I want better damage, fire damage. So yeah, the 199 or the 99 plus 19 is actually a little bit better, I believe. You're gonna see me use the Beast Shield because the Master Carpenter actually tracks you when he throws his knives, and there'll be a period where he just chuck knives at you and they will all hit, and it's really annoying. Each of those knives deal like 100 damage too, so 167 damage. So yeah, you can't afford to be taking hits, and so I just basically had my wolf shield and I just kept on going. Eventually I figured out a way to dodge, which it doesn't work all the time. And I just used that dodge ability that I discovered fighting the Revenant to kind of just quickly get out of the way after he chucks his knife. So yeah, I move a little bit to the left after the path has been set, and I managed to actually dodge away from it. Now, I did say this guy actually summons great demons, and I know this because this is actually the second time I fought him and beat him. The first time I used Teps Orcius a lot just to deal with all of the demons because he kept on summoning them, and there I got the Imbued Bone. So next we're going to the Hall of Termination to fight Iga, and he's actually in the room with Gerbel. And like I was saying back with the Master Carpenter, for some reason he didn't even summon any of the great demons in that fight, and I was really bummed out because the fight was totally easy. But oh well, I got through it, and I guess I got lucky. But I absolutely love this fight with Iga.
As long as I am called forth.
At long last, I am called forth. I just love that line. And I know that's him speaking. That is so cool. So I'm going to use the Directional Shield. And this is well after I beat the Master Carpenter. I've actually gone ahead and switched to the Directional Shield and just upgraded it a ton, as well as some of my other abilities. But that double, I forgot what he calls it, but that double potion or wine attack is pretty devastating, so don't get hit by it. And there's a stronger version of that he'll actually use in the second part of the fight. But I really did enjoy this fight, and it took me a couple tries to actually beat him. I had to figure out where I could successfully hit him without getting hit by his melee attack. And if you actually like get kind of close to him to where he's not gonna be like directly on top of you, you can actually just duck down and wail on him and he won't even hit you, even with his whip attack. So the only thing you'd have to worry about is like this magic attack, which my Directional Shield takes care of right away. And whenever he teleports, he'll actually teleport like in the halfway point of the room. That's also another spot you'll have to worry about because he can actually kind of get the drop on you and start deal just some damage just from touching you. So I'm using one of my last EX potion there. I forgot to actually buy some more. So there we go. But the Directional Shield is really good, way better than the Wolf Shield, mainly because I can actually, you know, use or move it around and stuff. So I'm really glad I got that shield. And then of course I use my Accelerator ability, which I never showed how I got on camera, but I mean if you 100% explore, you'll find out. but I use the accelerator to get in close quickly. That way I'm not wasting time. I can get more damage done quickly. And very soon we'll get to the second part of the fight. Ooh, some dropped frames right there on my end. But yeah, he does telegraph his attacks very well. You just have to know how to counter those attacks. Oh, I got one more EX potion. Okay. This is my last EX potion. And I'm finding more, even as I was playing, I caught this, but I saw a lot more bugs in this fight as well. Like, I remember fighting Zangetsu, which almost caused me to rage quit this game, but there were, like, I would actually hit him, and I would deal no damage. Like, the attack just wouldn't register, and I know that I was hitting him. And I could see it even now, like, my blade is touching him, it's going right through him, yet there's no damage. So he must have, like, invincibility frames. The only thing is, it doesn't look like it's consistent. So yeah, that's the second version of his potion attack, or wine attack. I think it's like wine glass, like he's spilling his wine out. Just like the original Dracula did. But yeah, this is definitely a nod back to the Dracula fight in the end. So just keep going on, and the only thing I was really worried about was running out of MP. I knew how to counter his attacks, but the more I keep that directional shield up, the more it drains my MP, and I absolutely need that if I'm going to beat him, because I didn't want to have to directly, you know, take the time to counter his attacks the correct way, which is to actually go around the room. Yeah, that classic double attack. So I basically had to start dodging like his fireball attack, just so I could have some MP left for that directional, for the double take, the classic double attack. And the good thing is the accelerator actually doesn't drain my MP as much, because I have so much MP recovery on this character, because I actually did excuse me, I actually did go ahead and craft all of the juices to get that buff, so I could actually farm, basically cheese gold farm, and he's actually gonna be dead here quite soon. But yeah, the thing is, if you're gold farming, you need full MP, or else all you get from the candles and area and all of the other stuff that you can destroy are the MP flowers. So once you have full MP, and actually Gerbel's glasses is an item that you can get once you collect all the shards, which actually negates the usage of MP, which means you can spam spells for like ever, and that would really help out too. Only thing is, I didn't want to take the time to actually farm all of the shards, and I think I got to 65% by the end of the game. So I mean, I wasn't that close, and I didn't want to have to look for all of them, look and see what I had and what I didn't have. So there we go, it is done. Iga is dead. He crystallizes and he gives us this awesome ability, which you've already seen in the final fight, the Insatiable, which we shatter a glass on the floor and it does like a crap ton of damage. Like, oh my gosh, like on Bale it did like 94, and there was just a row of 94s. And I love how she says unacceptable. It's really cool. So yep, that's what I'm gonna use, or that is what I used in the final boss fight. This, I actually recorded this after or before I went ahead and beat the game. So there we go. I'm gonna head back to that save room, save my progress, and we'll end the episode there. And of course, I'm gonna stop by here. Whoops. I did not stop there. She gives you a chain blade, which has a great attack range. Unfortunately, it's like attack of 67. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Check the description for my Facebook and Twitter information. While you're at it, give this video a huge thumbs up to support this series, and I will see you guys in in the next video.